Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everybody. I'm looking out my window and it's a bit grey. Ooh, but inside it's lovely and shining. So I'm hoping that you've woke up. Not too many people with bad news, I hope, but we are going to try and have a really exceptional day. Welcome to Standing in My Truth Sports Edition show. And I have an amazing guest today. It's deep. I've known him quite a while and I've watched this guy's journey, and it's just a revelation watching everything that he's been through, and just the spirit of this guy. And he transcends a lot of things for footballers around the world and things that he's done. And I am just honored that he's decided to come and join me in my show today. Valerie, I'm in the house. How are you all doing? I'm waiting for everyone to jump in. Show me a sign that you're here. Whoop, whoop. There's a chat room. And I will put up what we are, add my caption, and here we go. Standing in My Truth Sports Edition, special guest, K Canoville, is going to be with us today. Would love to hear from you all. Okay, in sporting news this week, before I actually bring Paul on and I give you a bit more synopsis, who's been watching the England football? It's a lot. I swear to God, I'm not going to knock Maguire. I'll leave that to the Liverpool supporters to knock. I'll leave you to do that. But we were the referee did not help us at all. And I'm sure you'd agree with me that at the end of the day, we had some very harsh, rash decisions against us. So I'd like to think that Southgate will have a look at his team and say, look, I didn't need to play Harry Maguire. I think the team that played on the Friday was absolutely brilliant. And he should have stuck with that team. How could you not put Jack Grealish on? It buggers belief. And it's something that we have a problem with. We always seem to want to go with the senior team who you think are doing well when you're putting people who are not even getting played in their first team for their clubs. Go with repetition. Play the youth. The youths of today are showing us how it is going to be. Secondly, whoop out to the wonderful, Lennox Lewis. Did I say Lennox Lewis? I've really got boxing on my brain. Lewis Hamilton. Sorry, Lennox. F1 extraordinaire. He equaled Michael Schumacher's record last week. And I, for one, being British, very, very proud of him. Very, very, very proud. We have a lot of football on today. Thank God, football has been resumed. I'm so glad. But a bit later on, we're going to go through what's the analysis with the wonderful, and he's about to join me. Who doesn't know him? You will know him now. Paul, are you in the house?
I think we're here. Yeah. We got this sorted out now because you
had gremlins, didn't you?
We got. Yeah, that's a bit better, I think.
You had gremlins.
Now, all my information, now you've made me switch from the iPhone to the iPad. And I had all my information on the phone to give you today about chances. So if I can't give you no names and so forth, you can understand. I'm a bit upset there that you come and make me switch up to you. You know what I mean?
Listen, you should know what your team is doing. You should know. There is no reason for you not to know what your team is all about, Mr. Canoville.
But you see, when we buy some foreign players, and no disrespect, they got some funny names. It's pretty time to pronounce those names at this moment. Yeah, give me some time. Yeah, so if I say Germany, it's 2 players from Germany. Yeah, that's how I deal with right now. All right.
At least you're honest and you're standing in your truth.
Yeah.
Everybody, my guest today is Paul Canoville, and we're not even going to jump straight in. Listen, the other day when I saw you, so we don't have to go straight from the beginning of who you are and what you ever. I just want to let everybody know that you've got a wicked musical taste. And later on, I'm going to get you to give me a little playlist in between of, interviewing you, etc. Because folks, what you don't understand, Paul has so many strings to his bow that I lose track of him. I lose track, and we've known each other a long time from the music, me doing my own thing, gone off, but we always seem to watch each other and connect. So today, as I said, I'm so honored that you've come in to join me today. Paul, introduce yourself in a quick synopsis and let everybody know who you are.
The name is Paul Canoville, Canis. For those who knows me in the sport industry, I'm known as the first black player at Chelsea Football Club in 1981 to 1986. I would say I'm a spokesman, or I use the platform or my voice for an activist, racism in sport, and racism in social life. My foundation is the Paul Canoville Foundation, should I say, where we're able to help youngsters believe in their dreams and mentor as well as resilience.
Stick a pin. I say this to everyone, that they all seem to want to go blah as soon as they come on. They want to go, oh, this is everything. But I want people to humanize you. I want them to feel you. I need them to understand that when you put things up and you're posting on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else, it's not, oh, look at me. This is what's happening in the world today. And I just want to play my part. And that's why I'm glad that, that's what I would love to see everyone see what I see. Hence why you're on Standing in the Truth today. So I'm going to go straight, I'm going to dig right in. Paul, what made, tell me a bit about your background, as in your father growing up, because I remember that you telling me when we had a discussion, age of 5, you were destined to play football. How did you know that?
I think back then, it's funny, there was a discussion this week that black people, black boys that was in playing football was only seen as for speed and their strength that they would be a footballer. And for me, it was, don't get me wrong, I loved every kind of sport. And though you came from a black Caribbean family, the most important thing they want from their kids, is an education.
That's right.
It was a case, my mum drilled that into me, don't get me wrong, but it was a case every time in the school, football, basketball, cricket, I was in the team. Every opportunity I got when I came home from work, Mum, can I go to the park? Hold on, read the book for half an hour. That was, yeah, can I go? Bam, gone. And sort out skills individually. Don't get me wrong, I was self-taught. So it wasn't that I was going to an academy and so forth. I was just natural talent.
Basically, you'd be out with the kids and you'd be, you told at school that, that's how far. So even though you said, oh, I was quick and I ran and blah, 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 was you told by a school PE teacher, or were they people that was influencing you to let you know that, do you know what, you're really good?
No, you know what, put it like this, to be honest, at school, when it came to dinner time, I remember the secretary, when it came to dinner time, Paul wasn't out in the yard. Paul was in the gym.
Really?
I had the 2 PE teachers, Kenneth, come in the gym. And that was it, individually, going over set piece, going anything. I was in the gym, obviously trying to keep out of trouble, what it was back then. But most of the time I was in the gym. I had the 2, Mr. Uphill and Mr. Avery, if I remember them. And 2 teachers that were really supportive to me and pushed me along, that even I could have played cricket. This is for Middlesex. And so I can't forget, I got right through to the last finals. And
what, to play cricket?
For the Middlesex cricket, the trial.
Oh, really?
And you'll understand, don't get me wrong, at the same time I was playing football, so I'm at school. Now, a young black boy that hasn't got the whites, because your mum can't afford the whites. I've got the black school trousers still, the white shirt, school shirt, and I'm still there. And so Saturday was the last day, and I know I was that confident. I thought, yeah, I'll get this into this. So it was a case of getting up, waking up, filling my bags, make sure, Mum, yeah, I've got to go cricket trials, yeah, see you later. She said, hold on. And I take it off my mind, hold on. You got chores to do. I said, no, Mum, I've got to make decisions. No, no,
You knew I was going to get bare jokes with you today.
no. But your mum goes in, makes you do the dishes. At this time, it's a rush. So I'm looking at the time, watching the dishes. I'm watching dishes, thinking, yeah, I've got the time. Boom. Mum done it. Hold on. You know that one, innit? She wants to check the dishes now. Check it now. Are you done? She's checking the dishes and she sees the dirt. Oh, that one ain't washed. Not that. She took every dish again.
And you know they wipe it, don't
I
they?
had to re-wash them. By that time, my teacher then was already gone. By the time I got down to the roundabout, they were gone. So that was the past. Maybe I don't know, because obviously I could have been cricket then and would have done football. So maybe it was the option.
Oh, so really, it sounds like your mum made a. They always say things happen for a reason, and it sounds like that in your mum's quirk way to make sure that you do things right at home, and you're not getting away without doing your housework.
Yeah,
it worked out in your favor. You end up, going to play to be a footballer.
Well,
but I'm going to bring you back to your mother, because you mentioned to me, how hard was it to your mother was a single parent, and you said you had a brush with the law. Tell me a bit more about that, if you don't mind divulging it to everybody.
No, it was a difficult time because my dad left when I was 1 and 2. So mum's bringing up 2 kids on her own. And you got to understand, back then, and anybody probably know the story if they haven't heard from their parents. When your mum's come over from the Windrush, she was 16. She wanted to be a nurse, obviously. She met up with my dad and she got pregnant at an early age. Now, obviously, her dreams have backstopped because she wanted to be a nurse. She couldn't qualify to be a nurse until she's 18, but now she's got 2 kids to bring up. So she's got to find money for food, rent, schoolwork, and all that. So with me, it was a case of needing a mentor, needing a male figure, and didn't have one. So obviously, I got with boys that were older than me, and I was more like they say the lamb, because I just followed. Anywhere they went, I just followed. And it always
as you do.
I used to get in trouble. I was the one that got in trouble. And I was the good boy, the quiet boy, trust me, well behaved. It was one of those, good morning, Mrs. Samuel, good morning, good afternoon. And every parent would say, oh my gosh, why don't you be like Paul? He's so polite. You know what I mean? I swear it was so polite. But ladies out there would have said, he impolite, he innocent. Anyway. But
do they really know you, even though you're that quiet?
That's the one. So,
yeah.
But yeah, mum tried her best, and I can't fault her. Don't get me wrong, I gave her hell. But I think what it was for my mum, and I put this in my autobiography, Black and Blue, because it's not a book of just football.
We'll come back to that.
It's a book of just of growing up. And with mum, she came from a very disciplined Caribbean family. Yeah, about 9 of them brothers and sisters. So the father, I met the granddad before he passed away, God bless his soul, and grandma, he was so strict.
Oh, really? Wow. How so?
They were strict. I mean, the kids, come on, mum, if you understand how Caribbean kids, what they were doing before what we was doing here in England, you'd think, oh my gosh, yeah. So it was like, I rebelled a bit when I wanted, and this is where you didn't understand as a kid, because when you want, and you don't understand that your mum can't get it because she can't afford it. Not that she don't want to get it for you, she can't afford it, but you as a kid can't see that, right? You don't accept that. So there you start,
changed though in that way, to be fair.
It's a case because you've seen your friend with it and you feel, so you're envy of that, you know what I mean, and so forth. And that's the rebellion side that comes out in us kids, you know what I mean, as well, as such. And I wasn't, as I said, a bad kid. It's just that I kept following not
different companies. How did you then break out of that? So what was the defining moment where you started football and then moving away from your group of friends and being taken into an academy? How did that come about?
Well, because I got myself in trouble, don't get me wrong. It was always the case, and I got to say this because the boys were looking after me, and they did. And when I say that, you'll think, well, how did that happen? Many a times I wanted to follow them to get up to no mischief. And many a time they said, nah, Paul, you ain't coming with us. What? No, you ain't coming with us. You're talent, you got football, and you're good at it. I don't want you to get in trouble. And they did that every time. I was like, come on, man. And trust me, I understood it later, the other thing, but I did this one incident that we went out as a kid, me and this young boy. I'll tell you as it was. I was 15, 14 years old, went to do a burglary, a shop. I had electrical goods, went in there, broke the glass, had to run, alarm, had to run. Had to hide in the bush, no word of life, from 2 o'clock in the morning to about 5, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, thinking it's all right to get up, start walking in with people, start going to work. But no, police spotted us. Bam, run, chase, got caught. My first ever conviction, first. And the judge weren't having it. He put me down to Borstal. Now, that was the wake-up call. For me, in a Borstal, locked up, 15 years old, no. I've never been anywhere locked. It was a case of you can get up in the morning when you're at home to go to the newsagent, get a paper. No, this was not existing anymore. You had to. So this is the realization now, and I thought, no, I don't want to be in this place. And I was writing letters to my old manager, get me out of there, please get me out of there. But what happened?
You say your old manager from where?
Yeah, he was at Hillen and Borough.
Skipped a bit of that story.
Yeah,
from where?
He was at Hillen and Borough, a young manager that was running the youth team. But you got to understand,
okay.
You'll understand the flow.
See, this is what I'm saying. I want to know how. Before, do you know what I mean? You're playing football for Hillen. Okay.
Well, I'm not playing there for yet. See, when I was there in Boston now, I joined the team that was there. We used to play every Sunday.
Okay.
So when I was playing, we played these teams that used to come into the Borstal and play us every Sunday. Now, this particular game, first game, I joined, and we won, 10-0, apparently. We won 10-0, and I scored all 9 of the goals. It was like that. So one of the screws, we call them the screws, superintendent, he said, look, man, you're good. You're really good. You're very talented. Why don't you go and play for Chelsea? And I'm thinking, Chelsea? I didn't know no history. Oh, please. That was how it was left. Anyway, behaved, came out after the 4.5 months, and I talked to him. We always have a second mother. I don't know if that's the case. You know what I mean? When our family, black family, we have a second mother. There's your mum, bonified your blood, and there's your second mother.
Is that like a football? Is that a football mother?
No, she's an inspiration. She's an auntie that came over together, and she'd give me advice and tell me, Paul, it's now to buck up. What are you going to do now? You might as well take your football serious. She's right. So that's what developed, because I went to look for work. I went part-time job, went training now, and where my manager, this manager who I was writing, who's the youth manager at Hillen and Borough. Now, you got to.
Are you able to name him? What was his name?
Colin Barnes.
Okay. And what was the name of the mother as well that you?
My Auntie Stephanie.
Auntie Stephanie. I want to hear it all. Telling your truth, baby.
Yeah. So it was funny because when I got to Hillen and Borough in the youth play, he put me in the team straight away. But you can understand, like, he had arms house. Like, all the parents said, hold on, wait, what's going on? How does this player just come along and you're putting him into the team?
Yeah, quite right.
Colin just went and told him, because he's that effing good. And if you don't like it, you know what to do.
Wow.
Well, that's how he had for me. And I was in that youth team. I wasn't even in there long enough, to be honest. That's funny, because I was in there less than a month. And next thing I know, I've drafted into the first team. So I was like upset about it, because we was in so many cups and I knew if I played, we'd win. But he said, no, Candice, you can't play in this, you're in the first team. I was like, okay. Now, understand this, and I know if your history, and you would know. See, I had these pair of boots, my mum, because boots back then were very expensive, right?
Yeah.
So I was playing, well, you know what I mean, with these boots from Winfield Boots. Now, if you heard the Winfield boot, you know it's called Woolworths. All right?
Yeah.
Woolworths was the trade of all trades for every Caribbean family, where you're going to get your school pants, your trousers, your panty, your underpants, everything, quality at cheap. So I just wanted to get that out, because I can never forget Woolworths, yeah? That quality, tough quality for us. So I've had these boots, because like your mum's giving you boots, And the worst thing is when you play football and you just dash them in the cupboard. They dry out, and then when you play them, they split. Well, my mum makes sure, look, if you want to continue playing football, you better wash them, clean them, and polish them.
Yeah.
Oh, you
So
don't
she
know.
was your first person that taught you how to clean your boots.
Yeah, that was it.
It wasn't done at the football club.
No. At that time, it's just gone. You had to clean them. So, but I remember distinctly when I obviously joined the first team, and manager saw me with my boots and thing, and he said, "Meet me on a Thursday," because we used to train Tuesday and Thursday. Meet me on Thursday down at I'll tell you where it was. And you probably Steve Perriman. Do you remember it?
Oh right, yeah.
He had sports shops. Yeah.
Oh right, that's 60 Perriman sports shop.
Right. So I had to meet down. I'm sure it's down Perivale, something like that.
Yeah.
It was right. So I had to meet him outside Steve Perriman's sports shop, and he said, "Look, go inside, go and look a pair of boots." And I went, "What?" So a young black boy, he ain't gonna take the lip. You know what I mean? The P.
Yeah.
I've gone in there. I'm looking at all these books, and these books look bad. Some soft leather, some soft kangaroo, everything looking good.
You're too boastful.
You know what I mean? Somebody's buying you a pair of boots, and you think, no, don't take them. So I've come up, cheapest pair. So you know what I mean? He looked at me, he looked at the boots, looked at me, looked at the boots. What do you think you're doing? He said, what? I said, to pick a decent pair of boots. Now go back in and get it. Well, you don't have to ask me twice. Yeah. I've gone in there and I've picked Puma Kings. If anybody knows about back then, Puma Kings, the leather on that had a flap over it when you put over it, flip it. So I've gone with that. Thursday, you can imagine, new pair of boots on. Ooh, everything is coming off light. Yeah. So it was good. That was my experience in the first team. It was really good because I was learning.
How did you get? How long after that?
Well,
Chelsea came up. The academy.
Well, this is what you say. At that time, it weren't academy. They were apprentices. But see, with me at Chelsea, from I was there 15. It was then at 19. Previously, I'd already gone to trials at West Brom, Southampton, Wimbledon. Yeah. And what it was that nobody had said anything to you. And that was the daunting thing about it. Because when you go there and nobody says anything, that thing makes you think as a young boy, you're not good enough.
Right.
Because the idea you've gone there on trials, and trust me, George Lawrence's, the Wallace brothers, I was playing against them, I was providing balls, everything. And I think Laurie McMellamy was the coach or the head manager at Southampton. Nobody.
Right.
So I've come back to Hillingdon Borough thinking I'm not good enough. It's obvious. But then that's when Chelsea came in. I was 19 and Chelsea came in and Tony and said, look, we'll come down for trials. I said, yeah, okay. Went down there for the 2 week. For the week. It was it 2 weeks? 1 or 2 anyway.
Okay.
The same thing applied. They didn't say nothing. So I came back to Hillingdon Borough thinking, that's all over and done with now.
Was your confidence knocked? How was your confidence?
It was yes, it was knocked, because it's obviously that if nobody said to you, and for a professionalism from that branch have not said anything to you, then you're obviously not good enough. Right. Because you go into the club like that, you expect some feedback. That's how I see it. That's obviously changed now, but at that time it wasn't. So yeah, I was knocked. I came back, but the person in question, Ron Stewart, yeah, he was a scout then at Chelsea. He came back following week. He asked me, what's wrong? I said, well, nobody said anything. Yeah, no, we are interested. Come back again. So I came back that week. By the Friday, the end of the week, in the office, nervous as hell, talking to Mr. Late. Yeah, the man who gave me my chance is John Neal, at the time, the manager. And he said it straight, yeah, we're interested. We're going to sign you for the remaining season. It's for you to prove it and to get back and get into the first team, and we see how it goes from there. So I had about 7 remaining months left to
prove yourself.
So, but you know what? It wasn't even that. It was this had been such a long journey that I always wanted from the age of 5 to be that professional, and here I was now at 20. Signing professional forms. You don't know the body, the green, the head of everything going, the whiz going back. What you went through, you know what I mean? Could have spoiled it, could have, you know, I mean, easily lost this, Paul, but here you are. Not made it as yet because I still got to prove, but you know what? Professional. You've just signed a professional form.
Yeah.
You know, well, when you want to share something, come on, you know, like if you sign something or you got a gig, you know, you're telling your friends, look, I'm singing down soul, you know, got to come and forward. Got me.
Absolutely.
So it's the same thing. I've signed. I phoned my sister. I showed her, oh my God, brother, I love you. Well done. Blah, 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 chair. I phoned my best friend, George. Remember George Nelson?
Yeah, George Nelson. Yeah.
I'm off at George. We say, go on, my bro. What I say? That's cool. So I got to chat with my mum, innit? So I rang my mum, took her time to answer the phone. I said, hello, mum. She said, what? I said, hold on a minute, mum. I got some good news. What? I said, mum, I said, mum, I'm a professional footballer now. So what? I said, all right, bye, mum, bye. That's my mum, you know. See, all the trouble that I put you through to show you I want to be a footballer. And I'm telling you, I'm a footballer and a professional. You're telling me, so what?
But because that means nothing to her at the time.
Didn't.
Tell that
but I didn't understand.
Today, tell them to the mothers. Every mother wants their son to be a footballer.
There you go. Don't get me wrong. And that's a discussion I have with the kids and the mothers now, to give your sons or kids every support you can, through their lives, through their journey. And that's what probably I lacked. I didn't get that from my mum, but don't get me wrong, that's her. She understood now, and that's something we share, you know what I mean? But
that's beautiful. So you're 20 years old now, and you're at Chelsea. And if I remember rightly, you still hung on to your group of friends?
Yes.
And you still went out? And you still and then how did the music and the whole football entwine?
To be honest, because
actually no, stick a pin in that, because I want to hear some music. Stick a pin. The first thing I want to know is, when was your proper full first team debut? So we've done that. We are at Chelsea now. First debut. Do you remember the date?
God, 80. Oh Lord.
Paul, come on, brother, please.
83. Against Crystal Palace, Sellers Park. Oh my Lord.
I was going to throw that in the trivia quiz, but you actually answered it for me.
Yeah.
The debut, Crystal Palace.
Wow. Boy. But don't understand this, right? I've gone through 4 months of playing in the reserves, and 4 months of playing at grounds I've never ever thought I'd play. Even at Tottenham, you can imagine, I'm youngster busting at White Hart Lane, busting at. I'm like, quality of the grass is just.
But you weren't a Chelsea supporter, were you?
No, I wasn't. Don't even bother with that. You see how you're too funny?
Such a man, right?
Yeah.
You were a Chelsea supporter. Who was your supporter? It's like you don't play for Chelsea anymore, so you can say it.
Yeah, I know, but it don't matter. I support them still, but it was Chelsea's arch enemies, and it was Leeds United.
The Leeds, I was going to say.
Quality. Back in 1975, you couldn't touch Leeds, and they know that. But I never knew.
You couldn't.
Oh my gosh, let me tell you something. That was some raw battles they was having. I'll give you the story of this one.
Yeah.
It was a story that when we got promoted, I was at Chelsea, we got promoted to Division 1. And it was the second of last games. We've already been promoted, but we were playing Leeds United at home. And I remember now, I was sub again, and it was like, first half, we're winning 4-0. Oh my God, what is it? Yeah, 4-0. Anyway, I've covered second half. He's changed it up again. Manager said, "Can go and get warmed up going on?" I says, "Yeah." So I'm ready. I'll go on. And then he said, "Canners, whatever you do, don't score, because the fans, trust me, it's last game of the season. Every time we scored, they kept coming on the pitch. We had to get them off before we can resume the game." You know what I mean? So it's like that. But anyway, I've gone on and I've gone on to the right. And yes, I'll tell you what, I've gone over the right. I've done a step over, but I've done a step over to my idol, a player that I watched playing. Oh my God. Eddie Gray.
Oh.
Winger. So, I didn't stay, I couldn't believe it. I saw Eddie Gray, because there was 2 brothers. But when I went past Eddie Gray, I went in his ears and I said, "Sorry, Eddie." And I went past and I shoot and I scored. And it was like, you don't know, bro. Can you imagine a youngster seeing this player, and now I'm at 20 and he's still playing, and I was like, wow, you don't know. Yeah. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, because that was the team for me at the time. And
Yeah.
from that day is when I changed legions and yes, started supporting Chelsea. I played for you, so why not?
Yeah. And
Never
the thing
forget it.
is, I'm sure even though you don't support Leeds United to this day, but I guess you still look out for their results and what they do. So you must be really happy that they're back in the Premiership.
Well,
After
to be
such a weak
honest,
spell.
not so much because it's the affection I had was just supporting them. It's different when you play for a club. Now, for instance, I play for Chelsea and I also play for Reading. So I
Yeah,
look at the
I remember
Reading
you going
result.
to Reading at the back end. Yeah,
That's it. Yeah. So that's the two results I look at: Reading and Chelsea at this present time. So, but it's good to see Leeds United back in. Don't get me wrong, as such. But as long as they don't beat Chelsea, simple as. Simple as.
Well, they nearly did at the beginning of the season.
Don't even bother with that. Don't even bother with that.
There's no way you're coming on this program and banter is not going to run. Don't expect me to all of a sudden be like, oh, I'm in legions of Chelsea. Get out of town. It's not going to happen. It's called added in my truth.
I'm going to be hearing you with that truth. But you know, if you're a legion, you'd have had your Tottenham shirt on.
Brother,
but that's what me I try to say.
Love
this.
Love
this.
You know what? Someone said to me, don't put your Spurs shirt up.
Oh, that's terrible.
You need to be unbiased and blah, blah.
No.
You know what?
No.
I'm going to go and grab it.
It's a sports banter program show. You're showing your support for your team. Wear the shirt, man. What happened with you?
I'm done. That's going on the TV any minute. When there's a section that's when you're doing it, I'm going to lean over and put my
still good
mustache because I don't business. I'm a Spurs supporter.
Oh, bless you, girl.
Right, we're going to go back on track. Listen, when you started playing, and it's Black History Month, so we might as well just dive straight in here. Good. You're now a first team player. What was it like to be on the pitch? Because Paul, I know what they were like. Well, I didn't play, but I cannot imagine if the way that players have been abused verbally. What was it like back then? Did you suffer any of that racism?
Most definitely, as everybody knows.
As she leans over for her scarf.
Yes. It was, for me, breaking into the first team, it was the surprise that I just didn't expect. A young boy, I'm breaking in. Any young boy wants to break into the first team. That's the whole object of being a professional footballer.
Right.
But when called in to Canada's, you're a sub, on your day, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I've just found that the whole world. I've found family from all over the place. Come down, give me the support. Be at the ground, sort your tickets. This is it. Yep, Canada's no road. And you come out and you've gone in the changing room, warmed up, getting my gear on, touching your symbols, kissing that, and you've come on to the dugout now. And the first thing for me, I can only talk about me. First thing, I'm eyeing out my opposition. Defend who I got to defend against me. And I'm seeing this young white boy, and I'm saying, I got this boy in my pocket, and I ain't even playing yet. So it's a case of
that. You have to have that confidence. You have to have that confidence.
Well,
you're a bloody defender.
I was doing well. I'm drawn in to the first team where I want to be, and I've been having some great games in reserve. So I am confident. So as I saw the game started, and it was tight. It's a London derby, Chelsea and Crystal Palace. So the game went. First half, it was just 0-0. And I just thought to myself, look, if it stays like this, he's got to put me on to change it. He's got to. Now, you got to understand this as well. Understand this situation. Today's footballers, today's game, when you see 11 players outside, how many subs do we have?
5.
Exactly 6. But we can use 3 of them, When I was playing that era, we had 11 players, 1 sub. 1 sub. So can you imagine, through 90 minutes, your manager's got to make a decision whether he wants to change it, whether there's an injury, you understand what I'm saying to you? He can't even put you on early because he ain't got no more subs to put on. If a man gets sent off, you're in trouble. If a man get injured, then you play with 10 men. How does it work? So this is the decision you got to make, how difficult it was for a manager. Now, second half, it started to play, still 0-0. It hadn't changed. 75 minutes. I'm just thinking, man, come on, get me on here. What are you doing? And I'm looking at the manager. You're trying to, catch his eye. Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready. And thing. I'm brocking my studs now, and I'm brocking the ground, christening, you know, making them noise there. Yeah, I'm here, you know, I'm here.
Come on.
Come on. Brother ain't looking at me, boy, and I'm thinking, it's 80 minutes, thinking, child, this man ain't putting me on. And then boy, give me the shout. Canners, what? Go and get warmed up. Oh, Jesus, don't tell me once. Boop. So
Did you want to? Did you not shit? Sorry, excuse my French, folks. Were you not shitting yourself?
No. I'm just looking eager because
I'm terrible, aren't I?
It's
I just have to keep it real.
It's the remaining. I want to get on as soon as I can because in little time. But I went down the line, and as close as the fans are to us when we're down the line, I'm warming up with my back, and I started here, and I mean, totally, I've never heard that kind of racism being thrown at me. Like, and I'm thinking, wow. I'm thinking, them Crystal Palace fans, they're really trying to put me off. I said, but hey, what? I'm ignoring that, bro. Not having it. So I just stretching, getting ready. Nika, go home. Whoa, gully,
It's Crystal Palace, you know.
And I'm thinking, whoa, hold on a minute. Nobody stopping these people. Now, I've got my back. I'm not seeing anything. But now I'm getting angry and I'm getting upset. And I need to know who is calling me like that. And I turned around, and that was the shock, because it wasn't Crystal Palace fans. It was my own fans. And it was like, to see that, had their scarf Chelsea shirt on, I was like,
oh my God.
Are you not seeing that I'm playing for you? And like, when I went back, I went back to the dugout with with enthusiasm, not with the buzz that was in there. It was like, I don't even want to go on that pitch. And I got stripped. I got into the pitch, but I hugged the line. The ball came to me, I gave it back. You know, instincts is as a forward, you just said, get up, attack. Nah, I just couldn't do nothing. I waited till that referee blew his whistle, and I ain't joking. When he blew it, I ran straight into the dugout, to the changing rooms. And what it is, any player would tell you if they know. When you go into a changing room and play, pure banter is going on. Pure jokes or talking, even after the game. My players came in, it was literally quiet.
Because they heard it.
Oh, they heard it. What could they say to me? Canners, are you all right? Come on, man. You heard what? Really? Nobody said nothing. They just went and just getting undressed. It was that quiet. The first man out was my manager, Canners, mate. I just imagine how you're feeling right now. What do you want to do? Because of those same fans are the same ignorant fans that are paying your wages. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
And he was right. You know what I mean? But for my stories it was quite easy to say, you know what, I'm not playing for you, and move on. But
you didn't.
But the situation, why? And you got to understand this. What my mum went through when she came over here the first time, and mum now having to bring up 2 kids on her own because dad's gone, and she's trying to better herself. And don't matter when I say better herself, she worked in a hotel as a clean laundry maid. So working downstairs, the towels, putting away, that she saw a position as a maid to go upstairs and clean the room. So she went to the manager and asked the manager, and the manager said, oh, sorry, that position is gone. Okay, gone back downstairs. But her white friend, who was working with her, went upstairs
and got the job.
And got the job. When my mum heard that, she went straight to the boss and said, hold on, you told me that this job had already gone, but how did you give it to my white friend? To be told, black lady or black woman can't be seen in the hotel guest room. With that, my mum just left the job. Had no other job to go to, but back then she just left the job. That was how stubborn.
She was a very strong woman. Sounds like your mum. So she believed she stood in her ground, her morals, the way that she thought. She wasn't taking it on by the sounds of it.
No.
Is that how your mum was?
She's very stubborn, and when she does it. She goes and gets it done. And I think that's similar to where I've got from. I can be very stubborn. I don't want to hear, and it's either my way or your way. Until I don't get me wrong, I had to change that, and later on we'll understand. But with that, it was a case. No, I've come too far. I'm here. I'm not going to let them defeat me. I'm not going to give in. So I fought it. You know what I mean?
So in all those fights that you fought and you stayed at Chelsea, there's I know you've played with Paul Elliott, you've played with legends in your time. How many trophies did you win?
You know what? I think the main thing was winning the Division 2 at the time, which enabled us to get promoted to Division 1. Milk Cup back then as well, and that was about it. It was important. I wasn't able to play at Wembley because I had injury.
Gingery, yeah.
But
well, who was your teammates at the time? Who would you say was, if you had to pick your ideal, not ideal, but one of the best teams that you played? Because you know, how many years were you there for? What?
5 years.
5 years. In that 5 years, what year would you say was your best team that you played on?
Well, obviously the promotional team that we won promotion.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. Yeah, that was
the first season was difficult because the first season we had to survive. We was in Division 2 to be honest, and I believe when I came was third from the bottom, and we just survived by winning the last game of the season against Bolton 1-0. I remember Clive Walker scoring that goal. Trust me, if we went down, I think the club would have folded up. Apparently, that's how it was.
Wow.
But the players next season, the guys, John Neal, they brought some players, influx of players like the Pat Niven, that's the influential.
Wow, Pat Nevin, you know, what a name do you remember?
Joey Jones, Mickey Thomas, Joe McLaughlin, all these players that came in, Eddie Noveski, and we just gelled. And that's the thing of football these days now. When you buy players, is that they take time to gel. But we, as a team, these players, we gelled in first game of season, 5-0. First
Love
game we went on, obviously, to
love it. So after your 5 years at Chelsea, you end up going. They put you onto Reading, didn't they? You end up going down to Reading.
I don't know about put me, but
Paul, I'm saying those words. You just need to elaborate on it.
I like the way you said that. Put me.
Yes.
All right. There's after getting promoted Division 1. It's funny that Division 1 because I now then recently moved down to Hackney. I remember that time meeting lads like Sir George Nelson.
Yeah. This is where I'm coming to the music now. Yeah.
Who were all Arsenal supporters, you know what I mean? It's really difficult. One boy at Chelsea stood out all Max's lads. So I remember it distinctly because I remember we got promoted that first to Division 1 in the very first game. Who were we playing? Arsenal. Highbury. Oh, well, you don't know. I need to be involved because I need to prove to these boys, we're a team. So they just gave me some stick. Cannons, Chelsea, rubbish, shit. Look. Okay. So anyway, it was funny because I remember when we're training, right? And I remember that week there, training now just to be involved, to get picked, for this game. And I remember, Thursday it was before the Saturday, and it was Thursday. It was raining really gently, so the grass was just lovely, cushion, ball would just slip with. Ideal for strikers.
Perfect conditions.
So I'm there practicing, we're playing, and I got the ball, and it was like everything I did with it was just coming off. Boop, boop. See you later. Oh, gone. I was sweeping, but a couple of players didn't like. Well, go on. A little defender of ours didn't like, and he's like, nah. And I saw this tackle that was really high, and if I didn't jump it, my knee would have been gone.
Yeah.
So I had to look at this and say, but wait, what teammates? What's going on? Until my manager, my captain, Mickey Joy at the time, big Mickey Joy, he just said, Kenneth, watch yourself, son. They don't like anybody taking the piss, and by means, they will break your legs. I went,
so this is your own team player?
Yeah.
Your own team?
He will. Seriously injured. I was like, what? So this is what I'm saying to you. It was a bit, different.
Actually, which brings me to, did you not see in the news the other day with the Liverpool player who said that what is his name? It will come back to me. A Liverpool player said that he tried to injure one of his own player in training so that he could get into the first team. How could you actually come out and say that? I don't get it.
I'm not going to say something, but you hear what I'm saying to you? And I was told that. Don't get me wrong, because don't get me wrong, any footballer could tell you when it was like reserves against the first team, And I remember distinctly, I used to play with reserves and I had the young boys, but we had the flux of playing freely, where the first team was instructed, hold it, do that again, but we play freely. But in other words, we started to take the P because, talk a bit over the top, you know what I mean? Yeah, Jonah, hold the ball, son. Oh, wicked, Jonah, great skill, son. Winding it up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're winding it up. And man, don't like that. So you saw these tackles now coming in.
Yeah.
Easy, son. Jonah, well done. Hey, Peter, keep going, son, keep going. I was giving it all that. Trust me, it is seen.
I done Tony already.
It can happen. So, yeah, for me to go on this, and don't get me wrong, it was great. And I was picked for the first 11 at Highbury, the old Highbury, going down there. You can imagine, I'm at Hackney, and I'm living in there, and I've asked my manager, and I said, manager, is it all right if I can make my way straight to the ground? He said, Paul, go on, because I'm down Homington. I was living there. You can imagine, right? It was the hottest day ever, right? I've got a cut by Myers. Everybody know Myers at Clapton. And I'm in a jacket, trousers, and an overcoat, you know. I'm like, it's hot. But I'm looking sleep when I've gone down. And obviously, when you go at Highbury's changing room, right? And they had the underheating. That's right. It was unbelievable. I've never, ever gone to a club where they had the underheating. And I was like, I took out my shoe, took out my sock and said, hold on, something's wrong. The floor's hot. Is there something going on? I start jump up on the thing. Said, no, something. He said, Paul, that's underheating, son. I went, all right. You know what I mean? But
everything was so new to you, wasn't it? It's like,
it was proper new.
Because Chelsea didn't have that luxury, you see.
No, we didn't have. We just had a great club, you know. We didn't have that.
We don't like Arsenal, I'm afraid.
But that was a game that went so well. It drawed 1-1. I had a blinder. I remember playing against Viv Anderson, the first Black England player, and he was right back. Had a great game against him, and it's unbelievable. The boys totally respected me and my team after that, and that was a great feeling for me. Trust me.
Yeah.
So I think for me,
so you had a few. So who else was? I mean, I'm not going to try and pick out all the players that was there, but you said Viv Anderson. Was Paul Elliott in your team by that time?
No, Paul Elliott had, I think, then gone to Scotland at that time.
Oh wow!
He was playing for Celtic, I think. And he eventually did come back to Chelsea. I think that's where he got.
I remember you two partnered up.
Yeah, no, he came back. He is my patron for my foundation. That's
know. That's what I said. We're going to come back.
You know
We're going to get a little break in, and there's a bit of music that I'm going to divulge from all of this now. Paul's got as far as where he's now the first Black player to play at Chelsea. He's taken on all the crap that has to, and he's played against. I'm sure he's played against Arsenal a few times, but it's going to bring me to you're now living in Hackney. And so you've met up with a whole different generation of guys. How did you mix your football with the whole Sabrina, the whole music?
Music came from when I was at Southall when I was born, and back then.
I didn't know that. I always thought you were a North London man.
No, I'm from Southall.
Because I met you in North London, so I just assumed that's where you're from.
Growing up. Back then was the Fat Man, the Coxswain, Meriton sound. That's what I grew up into, the big, deep sound. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie to you. Back then, you wouldn't even know. I wanted to be a Rasta man. I was not even joking.
What?
I was a young something. I wanted to be Chuck. I should go in a rapper, some rockety. So I wanted to be a Rasta man, so I wanted to lock up my hair and thing.
Lie.
I lie. When I went home now, hear me now. I told my sister, June, hear what now?
Yeah.
You know what? No more bacon, no more pork, Come here, Rasta man, Right? King your team. That's me, I go on, you know. So team wrapping, twisting up here. Breakfast is served, Breakfast is served. and it's scrambled egg and bacon.
Yeah.
So I bust the eggs there. I'm busting the eggs. And then my sister start, take out
Get rid of the bacon.
My sister started picking up bacon and trying it off my nose. In fact, I said, "What are you doing, June?" No, about your turn, Rasta. Go on, hold this. June, don't be silly. Come on. And then next thing I went, hold on. They won't know. I could eat this one. Who tell me about turn Rasta? That come out of the window. That come out the window.
You became an avid pork eater. You were.
Trust me. When you grow up eating pork, you can't. It's too hard. It's too difficult to change. You know what I mean, babe? So yeah, I remember distinctly. It was good. But then music came in them days. So
you know, you liked all that music, right?
Yes.
And you said, okay, you're not going to eat any meat and you want to be a Rasta. But what made you start playing music? Because you actually, while still playing and coming out, you then became a DJ.
Well, that's what I said. But that background with Southall and the music was always the case when I came to Hackney and things that I could then produce my own sound. Obviously, I could afford it, buying music and so forth. And I met with a couple of guys who then we would call Reflection Sound, the three of us. And
Reflections, that's what it's called, Reflections.
Yeah, at first, the one with these other boys. Used to play down, remember Downs Road, didn't it?
Yeah.
So at the time there, I remember we was playing a dance. And we were small and we was playing with Anthony and so forth. And there was a big dance that was going on with Cass Manhattan. And
Manhattan.
Well, apparently that got cancelled. So everybody came down.
Your dance.
Like flooded out. So you know when something's like, oh, what? Where people are come here, what now? You have to select in bad, and the music just was going on point that night. Sound went up.
Show me a tune. Come on, Paul. Show me a tune.
I don't know because you got.
No, man, throw me a tune right now. Come. Throw me a tune.
Because I don't even know what you use.
Throw me a tune.
I don't even know what I'm doing now.
Nah, just throw me a tune, guys. This guy's got selection. There's one Sunday that.
Okay.
I just logged into Facebook and there was this guy cooking a massive dish, the most amazing Sunday.
Sorry, you have to. Yeah, keep talking. Keep talking.
Paul decided that he was going to DJ while cooking. And I swear to God, by the time we were finished, we were hungry. We all wanted to have containers brought to Paul's house and at the same time rocking.
Sorry.
Hey.
It's all right.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
So, music only came about where I must have said I started where that's when I met Bernard. And Bernard was.
Oh my God, Bernard!
Yeah, Bernard.
Right.
Then we linked up with Viber, he had his little sound too, but then it became the three of us.
Turn the music down just a little, just a little bit.
Yes,
I can hear everything. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I want you to there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
You sure? All right. So with me, Bernard, and Viber, we went out and played that party, and the party just went down so well.
Oh my God, Viber as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Viber is GQ, right?
So I think from there we had to find a name, and like I did, I used to buy the magazine GQ Quarterly for Men. That I said, you know what? That's the name. There was an album that was called GQ as well.
That's right, yeah.
We thought that's the name we're gonna call ourselves, GQ. So it was like we was representing East London, and when you got the sounds of Latest Edition, Touch Up Class, and all that stuff, Mystery, and yeah, we formed big. And back then it was like. Further saying you didn't want to play in South London, but you had to because the best of the best.
Yeah.
If we can entertain, we can entertain anybody.
Anywhere.
So it was like it grew and it grew. For me, it was. I love music because it relaxed me. If there was a tension, music helped me. If I was down, music helped me. If I was up, music helped me.
Right.
So in the week, Monday to Friday, I trained. Whether you had a game in the week, cool. But by Monday to Saturday, and I played, by Saturday evening, there was a party and we played out. That's
what I was asking. How did you manage to combine the two?
That's how it works.
Down just a little bit more, because I want to hear a bit more about that.
That's how it works.
I'm going to get you to play out a bit later on. So,
that's all right.
Yeah. So Saturday, you get off your pitch after you've just.
That's it, because I already knew
three lumps out of people on the pitch, and then decided to go and literally play.
Whether the result, don't get me wrong, if we won, even better. If we lost, it's how we lost. So I knew I was playing out, it was a case to get some rest, prepare to music, watching her, suited, because that's how we wanted to be as well. We dressed. You go out, you're supposed to dress, not the attire. So that's how we was.
I was
DQ,
searching
Troop
for
was.
some photos. I was
We
trying
just,
to find it, Paul, but I couldn't
yeah,
find no swaggerlicious
Nah.
photos of you back. I was like, oh my God, I need to reset. But there was photos, but I didn't want to compromise other people. You know, the worst thing is to show other people in a party and say, oh my God, I was at the dance. So it's a shame, but you guys used to be on point.
That was how it was.
Point with the whole swag.
I think,
right. I mean,
if anybody, yeah, it was because it was a case of, for me, football, I had to put that shirt and tie on anyway. So it was a case of coming home and just more or less, make sure that was your jacket, pants, shirt was ironed, ready for later. If any boy back in the day, no, they did that procedure.
I remember though. I remember. I don't know if you actually remember this. And Rocastle was alive then. Put the music down because it's echoing back. So this.
All right.
Yeah. And David Rocastle was alive then, and you had this party. This party was a party of parties. I don't know if you remember it, but there was a lot of Arsenal players there.
Good.
And there was a lot of Arsenal players there. I'm going to be careful how much I can divulge about this. But you had a party, and I had just come back into the manor, and this party was with you had Rocastle, enough of the East London man, a lot of the Chelsea players. Actually, Tony Adams passed through. I don't know if you remember this.
No.
You had people like Merson was there. And I was just literally sitting by your must be your bedroom door. And I remember just looking down and just doing this. Because you had all these people coming into this party. And this party was actually in Edmonton.
Yeah. That's weird because I've got to say the truth here. Let me take this.
Do you remember that? I don't know if you now remember.
Let me tell you something. I had a little party because I love the party. Don't get me wrong. And I must have not too long got the house there in Edmonton. It just seemed that people were coming off the airplane and straight to my yard.
They were. I remember it.
It's
was
so
like
weird.
Yesterday.
Because I'm at the door and it's like, how can I help you? Paul invite me, and I was like, when did he invite you?
It was a roadblock.
And then Paul telling me, but I'm Paul and I don't remember you, my friend. And don't get me wrong, pardon me, I didn't turn them away, but what it was, I said, look, I'm not going to lie to you. Come back in half an hour. You can probably come in, but right now it's just jam-packed.
That was my first experience.
I cast man out of playing. Music was on point.
It was
on point. I was just like, you know what? What could I do? I just love the party at that time. You know what I mean? So,
and I was such a little girl then because I don't even know what fast, how I even. Do you know what I mean? I just remember that I just met you, and I had no idea who you were. Well, but I didn't know. And I remember you just saying, "I'm having a party. Why don't you, because I'm new to the manor," and you were like, "Having a party, please come along." And all I remember thinking, what? I remember just standing there, not knowing hardly anybody, and just watching all these different football and celebrities walking in and out of your house. And I think one of the last memories for me was you had this wicker chair. Do you remember?
Oh, don't play with that chair. That swing, that chair. But the chair of chairs, man, I tell you. I'll never say about that chair.
I always say
it
was a great chair. And I kept thinking, no disrespect, when I grow up, I want a chair like that. And I used to I always kept thinking, it's so out of my league. How can I have a chair like this?
You really remind me that chair. Wow.
That chair, it was amazing. It was a beautiful, it was a hanging one. Chair. And I never ever saw that chair again until I went to Ibiza.
Serious?
Yeah, I went to Ibiza. Was it last year? The year before? We was at Ushuaia. We was in Ushuaia in Ibiza, and in this hotel, as you walk through Ushuaia Beach Hotel, you had Ibiza Rock on one side, but in between, they had the bloody chair. Well, I dropped all my luggage. I just dropped everything. And 10, 15 years flooded back straight away. And I jumped into this wicker chair and I sat and I swung and I just swung. And everything just came back at that year of your party. And I had to say to you, thank you. It was like people have memories that stick with them. That's one of my lasting memories, because you welcomed me into your fraternity, and I'd never got to see that much after that until years later. And this is how we've come back into each other's space. You know, they say things happen for a reason, I guess. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to take it away from that. I'm going to definitely, because I really want you to play a bit of music for me, and I'm going to bring it to coming out of the end of your. This part really, I find you the most resilient person. Did you discover you had cancer via playing football, or was it after?
No, funny was that. It wasn't, because obviously coming out of football, I retired at an early age, 25, which was your peak.
That was really young.
And I probably was in denial. I didn't accept it, but it happened where it changed me as a player. I wasn't the same player. My power was my speed, and that was cut.
You had such an injury, though. You had bad injuries, Paul.
Yeah, I dislocated the knee, torn the cruciates, torn the ligaments, everything. It is one of the worst injuries in football, apparently. So it was like, when you're being told that in the hospital, that Mr. Canoville, that it's likely that you won't be able to play professional football again, you're not accepting that. Look, you've got doctors and specialists. Come on, man, sew that up. Yeah, whatever. But he said, no, it won't be the same. You see.
Do you think now, with the technology that we had, if that was then, you'd have been your playing career would have been extended?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Because they do keyhole operations back then,
right,
as now. You know what I mean? If you see my leg, my scar comes right up from my thigh, right down.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, yeah.
So I think what was going through my mind at that time was what my mum was telling me about how serious my education, and that's what was going through my mind, because now the man's telling me, I don't believe you'll be able to continue playing professional football. So Paul's saying, well, what am I going to do if I can't play football? Because that's all I know. So that was sinking in my head, and I was like, no. So I went rehabilitation whole year, and I mean, I had to go for the whole year, try to stretch that leg, the muscles and so forth, build it up again. That I even tried playing, but it wasn't the same. Then the decision came from the club at the time, Reading Football Club. I said, look, Paul, we're not going to renew your contract. We can pay you up now if you want to retire and so forth, which I took that opportunity. And I said, yeah, simple that.
That's a shame.
So, yeah, it was that. I could say that, you know what, then I was telling myself that, yeah, I don't miss the game. When people was asking me, Paul, how you feeling now? You all right? Yeah. I said, yeah, of course, man. Football. I was in denial. I was. But I was still playing that high life, because I now had to find a job from 9 to 5. I've got mortgage, I've got bills. And I found this job. It was a delivery driver, Group 4. I thought, yeah, I'd do that. But I was still going out time of night in the weeks, coming back about 4 in the morning. Had to be at work at 5. It's like, started giving excuses until I got involved in drugs. I'll tell you straight, it was crack cocaine. And started to get addicted to it. And it took control. It totally took control. Where at times I didn't even want to go work. I made excuses. I didn't want to be seen. That, you know what? I was depressed, and I didn't even realize it. My mental well-being.
You were holding everything in.
It was. There's a whole heap of thing. That's why I said in this story you're gonna hear that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was so much going on, and I'm not realizing what's going on. I'm not realizing there's a whole heap of thing inside me that's coming out with anger. I'm not realizing I've not shared nothing. I'm in denial about everything. I'm an addict. I need to sort this out. So it was a case hiding from family members, borrowing from family members, hiding from your kids. They want to know what's wrong with daddy and the situation. And then it was a case, and I said, no, I can't do this no more. I need to go rehab. Now, don't get me wrong. There's people out there for you and just say, Valerie, come on, I'm here. What do you need? I'll help you. I'll help you. But until you're ready, Valerie, they can't help you. You have to be ready. You understand me? To say
That's
to
right.
yourself, now I'm ready to go. My power's there, not when you, because I could take that and abuse it, but I'm now ready. So that's what it was for me. I said, yeah, I'm ready. Let me go. So I went detox 2 weeks and I went to the rehab. It was down. Remember, it was down Liverpool Street, down in God.
Is it Bishopsgate, wasn't it?
No. Liverpool Street, not Liverpool Street. It was Liverpool Road down in Holloway. Right
Holloway. Oh, right, okay.
So I went in there, and you know what? It was in first I was like embarrassed because I was like, oh, people are going to know my name and they're going to think, hold on, ain't you? And I'm thinking, trying to hold it down.
Pride.
And then yeah, exactly. And I'm thinking, oh, you know what? Here, what, Paul? I'm here for a reason, and you know what I mean. That's the cure. Get myself back and get myself out of this. I mean, so it was like getting back to school, refresher course. Trust me, getting the mind, the body, everything working. And I was working. Trust me, didn't argue, got on with it, got on with my roles, had to clean up the house and so forth, because it was like a big house. Several of us lived in there, yeah. And, you know, got on. Not a peek out of me. Until one incident, we cleaned up. Me and this guy was cleaning the house together. Nobody cleaned up behind the fridge, and we never moved the fridge, but they started to make a noise about it. Well, Kenners ain't having it. And I roared out, shut up, you. And they went, ooh, staff members. And we thought there was nothing wrong with you. So, okay. What it is, in this project, when rehab, you have to see your counsellor. That is it. And I was thinking, counsellor. Now, if I'm correct, you understand where I'm coming from. Our mother said, never share anything out of these 4 walls. Nobody knows your business.
That's how we were brought up, though, Paul.
Right. So you remember how that was. So
yeah.
When people telling me, Paul, how are you? You're all right. Yeah, cool. I didn't share to tell them how I'm feeling because I'm all right. I can't share with you.
Yeah.
Continue that. Even for my old age.
Yeah.
So now I'm going into rehab. And so now I'm in a rehab and telling them about talk to a counsellor. Yeah. I sat down there. Man's introduced. Hi, Paul. White guy. I said, yeah, hi. Then he asked me, so why are you here? I went, is that a question? Or is that a catch one? Which one?
Yeah, it's a catch to this. Yeah.
So he asked me, well, why do you think I'm here? No, but why are you here? Are you taking the piss, mate? I said, it's a drug addict, rehab. Why do you think I'm here? I swear to God, I don't know if that was a trick question. I said, mate, this ain't working, is it?
Yeah.
So I'm looking to walk out. He said, look, if you walk out, that's the end of your program. You're out of the whole. All right. Well, right now, you don't make no sense to me. So I'm going to sit down here till the hour's finished. He says, okay, if you feel. I said, yeah. Trust me. I was watching time, sat down there, quiet for an hour.
Wow.
When the hour come, I went straight into the office. Now, hear what now? I'm not racist, yeah? But you need to go and get me a black counsellor. Somebody that I can relate to, somebody that can understand where I'm coming from. That weren't working. He said, okay, Paul, we'll sort that. Gave him 2 weeks. Come back. Come back, my day. Sit down there, black guy. How you doing, Paul? I said, yeah, cool. I'm ready, you know. So why are you here?
Oh, my goodness.
I just told to get out. And you're asking me the same thing.
Christian. Yeah.
Anyway, he went on until he hit me. He said, Paul, do you think you have trouble with your mum? How dare you talk about my mum like that? Oh, what do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean? Let me tell you something, though. He hit me at every point that I couldn't stop talking. He brought the point with my mum, the point with my kids, the point with my mum, my kids' mothers. Everything started to come to reason. It helped me. And this is what I tried to say now. Those of you who fear in the black community about talking to a counsellor, trust me, it does work. Don't be fearing about that.
We tend to hide that. We tend to hide it because we have been brought up in a system. And I can't speak for every other, nationality, but it's absolutely rife with in the Caribbean, you know, the black people, that we don't share enough.
Well,
and when you start sharing, it's like, oh, is that what you're like? And people then become judgmental. And it's really sad, to be fair, when all you're doing is you're sharing because there's no one else that you feel you can talk to.
There you go.
You know, and so all of this builds up and it builds up and it builds up. And one thing happens, you know, the stress and everything that sits inside your whole body, it manifests, you become unwell. But that's a whole different topic. You know, we're going to come to that a bit later on. So you've now, you know, you've gone to rehab, and things that you now have to address to move forward.
Because this guy was making me talk and express myself, get over what was inside me all this time. Because you got to understand, right? When I was talking, because I had all this anger, like you was talking to me and I was getting angry and I was talking over you. I didn't care what you said. What you saying was wrong. What I'm saying is right. You got to listen. And it wasn't right. I had to listen. So this now was easing up. I can now hear what you got to say. And it's like, wow, this man's helping me, man. All this time when I'm thinking I shouldn't be talking to nobody, look at this. I felt like when you're heavy, like something, see, now I was like this. Woo. Trust me, I'm walking like that.
Really?
So this is where it was going. It was happening. It was good. Feeling good about myself. But at this time now, I was getting pains. For 2 weeks, I'm getting the same pain, being woke at 2 a.m. in the morning, pains in the groin area, pain in the chest and the groin area, and I've having sweats. I mean, water. I could fill out glass. That's how bad.
Wow.
For 2 weeks, every day. Now, I'm taking Nurofen tablets. That's what I was doing for the pain. I'm taking more than the normal dose. I was taking 8. That's how bad, just to get rid of this pain. And I had to sleep like this, upwards. I couldn't lay down. I was like that. And that's how I did it. So for 2 weeks now, I couldn't take the pain no more. I went to say, look, is it all right? Get permission. Can I go see my doctor? He said, yeah. So I said, okay. Went to the doctor. Said, look, man, I've been having this pain for 2 weeks and I've been in some sweats, cold sweats. He said, what? For how long? He said, hold on. So this was concerning because he went straight on the phone and said, yeah, I've got a young man. He's been having pains in the groin area, he's having sweats. Is there a bed? A bed? Yep. Okay, I'm sending him now. So yeah, you got to go down to Winter Hospital. I said, what? So yeah, you need to go now. What? So two have had the phone, the rehab place. Said, look, I've got to go to hospital. Anyway,
this all happened inside of rehab.
Yeah, this happened to me. I had to go straight down to the hospital, and it's like what they did. Sorry, I've got this cramp that's killing me.
Yeah, I can see you. I'm just like,
yeah, sorry. So two, I went to the hospital, and before I know it, they had this bed, and next thing you know, they gave me papers, sign this paper to operation, but nobody's telling me what I got. So next thing you know, I woke up in the morning, nil by mouth, you know that thing, anesthetic, put you out. Had this operation in my bags, everything drips. The lot. Come to me now after hour. Say, Mr. Canoville, we'd like to say that we had the operation, took out some glands that you had non-Hodgkin's disease. I said, what's that? He said, it's cancer. What? But I'm not too long to play football. I'm still fit. He said, yeah, man, but we had terrible. We've left a few then at the groin. We don't think they're too troublesome, but we're going to give you, we're going to give you some chemotherapy and give you some radiotherapy. So I still don't know what I said. Yeah, well, I think it's paracetamol and some lemon juice, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, come.
Sorry, I don't need to laugh.
Yeah, I did. He said, no, Miss Campbell, you need to understand the side effects. I went, what? What are you talking about?
You know,
yeah,
lemon juice.
I had drip, you know, because this is a black boy in the bed. You don't know them thing, their medicine thing anyway. So I'm going on there, and the boy man tell me, yeah, the drip. It's it drips chemotherapy. It takes 2 hours and takes off, but what it does, it kills off, as well as the bad. It kills off your good immune system. What do you mean? It said you're prone to be then catching colds, so you've got to be very, very careful. If you catch a cold, you need to come straight back into the hospital. This is the specialist, the lady. Yeah. So I went, okay, and, you know, I had to arrange for radiotherapy as well, metal for the infrared. Trust me, Now,
we've had it twice now, so I know. Yeah, explain.
The first session, dead up. Trust me, first session. I was 36 years old, but I felt like I was 56 when I had that. I felt so crap. Like I couldn't move. I was like, whoa. No, I didn't expect that. And obviously, the doctor is telling you that, yeah, your hair's going to drop out as well. And I'm saying, what? And so 2 weeks, I'm checking my hair and it ain't dropping out. So, hey, what? That's bogus. That's
yeah.
Yeah, don't care. But it was about 3-4 weeks when, and I remember I was at my son's mum's yard, and I'm laying down and I was right there. And I had this cold. I've had this cold for 2 weeks, thinking, I ain't going to the hospital, man. Let me take that paracetamol, some honey and lemon, mash that up.
Yeah.
Whoop, you know what I mean? But I'm nowhere to lie. It's not moving, not budging.
So you've had the operation,
I've had
and then 4 or 5 weeks later, you've now got this bug. Or you thought it was a bug.
That's it. I just thought it was a cold. A cold. What do you do with colds? Look at what your mum's giving you for how long? For any cold. So that's what I did. The procedure for colds. But this cold hadn't gone. Same 2 weeks. Until I woke up in the morning. And I woke up paralyzed. And I mean paralyzed where I could not move from my head to my toes. Couldn't move any part of my body. I mean, I tried. All I could move was the head. I was trying to move my hand. And I was telling him, and I said, hey, something's not right here.
Where you had someone at home with you, right?
Yeah, that was my son's mum. So she was there. I said, something's not right here. I said, Paul, stop joking, as I usually do, you know what I mean? And no, seriously, I can't move my body. And I'm trying to talking drowsy like. She said, no, all right, ambulance. Ambulance said, can he make his way? Can't you bloody air? The boy, he can't move. Come down, they rushed straight there. Now, they got me in the ambulance and I'm in this coma reflection because now I'm closing my eyes and they're trying to say, no, Mr. Canoville, stay awake. Stay awake, Mr. Canoville. I'm in a coma, going in coma right there. I just arrived, in the nick of time to the hospital. They revived me. Now, when I woke up and the specialist, and as I said this right now because she told me, Paul, she cussed me. No word of a lie. I mean, she cussed me. And I was like in the bed like, who is this woman? She cussing like that. Yeah. And I'm thinking, not even my woman cussed me like that. And like,
yeah, but she was giving you a reality check.
She cussed me so much. But it was a reality check. But you know what? She supported Chelsea. That's why I tell you I gave her that little leeway. Trust me. Because she told me. But she was right. I didn't take me serious. Yeah. And look at something like that of a cold. Because that chemo, how it affects, it kills off your good
bacteria, all the good stuff,
But you're open and prone. And who's the worst to get colds from? Who's the worst people to get colds from? Tell me.
They say black people.
No.
And little kids, sorry.
Little kids.
Little kids. And the little kids, if you're running around little children,
I'm telling you,
it passes back. So you've now gone, and your son maybe have had a cold, and you picked up the cold.
Well,
your son.
One or two, what I could have done. It was like I nearly died that day, and that made me realize that this, and because you mentioned Rocky, you know what I mean, of Arsenal at the time, Rocastle, he had the same. He had Hodgkin 3.
Yeah.
And like when in 2000, when he had it, I had it again. And he died. And that frightened me because it really did frighten me. When I heard that, I was like, oh my God, I just didn't expect that. Because even when I was diagnosed, and no one ever like, just talked yesterday about this with my daughter's mum. Because I remember the second time when I was diagnosed, I knew something was wrong. And I went to the hospital and I wanted some support. So I carried her with me. And I remember going in, they'd done the scans and MRI, sitting in the office, and I knew what the man was going to say. He said, Mr. Canoville, you're right, it's detected. But this time what we're going to do is give you a stronger dose of chemo. And I just went like this. I said, no, you're not.
What did you do?
What do you mean, Mr. Canoville? I'm not taking no treatment. Nah, not this time. I'm prepared to go. Based what I went through the first time, no word of a lie, I wasn't prepared to go through that again. And that was me. Seriously, I don't care how. I don't know what was going to happen.
What changed your mind? Did you change your mind eventually?
Changed my mind.
I was going to ask you, did you change your mind?
Who do you think I'm next to? I'm next to my daughter's mum. She said, "Doctor, excuse me, can I have some privacy, please?" Doctor, come out. Yeah, come out. Who does? Gee, when tell you hammer me? You're selfish. Hold on.
Nothing like a woman scorning you, eh?
Doctor, could you come in, please? Here went the doctor. So, yeah, doctor, when do you want to start? Trust me, you know, if I didn't have her, I'd have just gone out there and said, yeah, that's it. And I probably wouldn't have told anybody. But
Paul, you must know, right? You are not alone of people that do that.
That's what you got to understand. And this is where more now, because there's so much now that's developed with me. And I'm going to share that with you. And I don't want to share too much. Well, I can, because I realize a lot of us men don't like to talk about cancer.
No.
Don't talk about it, share it.
No.
There's that taboo, there's that stigma. Why can't we talk about it?
Even prostate makes you,
all of them.
It makes them cringe, like it's a bad, you know, it is a bloody bad thing.
I don't care, it's not a bad thing.
Deal with it.
It's a disease.
Yeah.
It's a disease that's not your fault.
Yeah.
So like, don't feel bad. If a black person, if the family heard you were sick, they'd be concerned about you. So
That's right. Oh, looks like he's tipped his phone out there somewhere, but I'm sure he'll join me back. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, sorry. Call me. Sorry, if you're calling me.
He's busy. Look, every week I have to keep doing this. Paul's not here to take your call right now. But if you leave your name and number, he'll get back to you shortly.
I don't know anyway.
Sharon.
Every
week I'm having to leave message for you for somebody.
Definitely, it was so, for me, that was so hard, that second dose. When I say second dose, it was of chemo, because it was stronger. So I had to stay in the hospital now. I couldn't leave the hospital. I had to stay in the ward and not my own room. Now, when you came to see me and our visitors, this is how you looked like that. All I could see was your eyes, because you was covered from head to toe.
Yeah.
You couldn't come in and give me anything. If I caught, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
So I'm in that room and I'm watching people walking outside my window. Mum, dad's coming with soup, with dumpling. I can't even put the dumpling down. I want the dumpling so bad, but all this is soft. Your gums are soft. Your inside can't take anything. It was not the worst.
Trinity just said, so we got a couple of people in the chat boxes just saying, all men need to talk. It's hard for all strong people to talk. She's absolutely right.
I'm at this moment, because I'm skipping it, because this is why I formed up a cancer support group.
Yeah, which is what I was just about to come to. Is I could sit here. I just realized I've got a terrible habit of. We've been talking for a long period of time. Thank you. So you retired from the game. You've had the drug abuse, and I would think that going through the drug addiction and the drink and everything else, and then going into the rehab, that you would have been found that quickly.
You know what? That's the thought that I always think about. Just imagine if I wasn't addicted, would have carried on, would have noticed that, would have felt that situation. Maybe that's where the man above led me. He said, boy, you know what I mean? You need to attend something.
That's what you see, your journey is this. Everyone has a journey. And I'm not saying yours is better than some, or some have been unfortunate, but it seems like every journey it's like you hit a pinnacle, or some people say rock bottom, but somehow you're able to elevate and take it to the next level. And you're using that now to open, as you said,
let me tell you something.
Foundations.
But there's times, right? As far as I'm concerned, I'm a strong-willed person. I am. I look at things and say, I wouldn't do that. You're mad. I couldn't go there. I remember distinctly, and for just before I got the second diagnosis, I felt my life was just not going anywhere. I can't take this more. I'm not doing it. I've got these kids. I ain't providing and so forth. And I wanted to take my life. That worked.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was by a mate and I took 26 of his tablets.
Shut up.
One of them, one time, swallowed them. And I went to think let me just go to sleep and I won't wake up. So I took that and laid down. And I laid down, right, and I went like, and it's funny, but it's not funny, because I woke up and I saw a light, and it like them cinema where in a film when you got a glaze of light like an angel. This light, because I opened one eye and the light came right at me, thinking, oh my gosh, I must be in heaven because the light come at me, and it was like seriously bright. With one eye, and I went until I opened the other eye and I said, hold on, but that's the curtain. It's just the light.
Sorry, I don't mean to.
But that's why I say it was funny, but not funny because I'm thinking this light, it was the curtain. When I opened it, I said, no, man, oh, God, what do you do to take your life? I'm not going to lie to you. And
sorry.
This is the stupid, this is the depression. This is your well-being. This is why I had to laugh at it. I know you laugh at it because I laughed at it. And I even thought further, said, well, the only best thing was instant impact, like walking in front of a bus or a truck.
No,
that was on. You don't know. I'm telling you, this is
your call to make.
This is why I tell you why. When people say they take their life, I honestly have to look at it differently. Yes, you can. Don't matter how strong or weaker you are, it can happen to you. This is the thought pattern that can make you say you've broken.
Yeah.
And I had to tell my son's mum. She said, no way. You need to go to the hospital, pump that out. I went to the doctor. The doctor, they wanted to stick me into the psychiatric ward.
Because they would do, because they know you need help.
So I just said, look, I'm all right. I just said, no, son. I said, I'm all right. I had to persuade them. I'm all right. But that's when I realized that, depression really looked in, and that as well. So
I think a mutual friend of ours, Patricia Bailey, says experiences in life happen for a good reason. And I truly agree with her, because it just wasn't your calling.
It was, so emotion. So it was, you don't know. But that, for me, second time, I think, in rehab did help. It came out in 2002. And then... what did
it inspire you to do?
Well, don't get me wrong, at that time, it gave me the time to now look ahead and to feel the love for my kids, to show them as well, because I hadn't been around. And their strength gave me the strength. And I'll tell you that now. My kids are the strength for me all the time now. So I was invited back at Chelsea. I'm now a motivated speaker. I'm thinking, hold on, these kids never even saw me once.
Stop. Hold on. There's one thing I'm going to ask you before you even do that, because I know we're going to get to the end and wrap this up, but we've got a few other things to go through. Paul, you actually went through homelessness as well, though.
Oh, it was funny, that glass doors. The other day, last year, somebody asked me, because when I was before Hillingdon, I altercation had with my mum's boyfriend down in Slough. Now, my mum was at work. Now, I'm football training's been coming on good. I've come home after a game. I'm happy. I'm living in the guy's house, got one bedroom, but he's one of those, and I'm not running him down, but he's one of those, man, that doesn't even turn on the radiator. Down in Slough, it's colder than down in London. That's how bad it is. So, you know what I mean? I've come home, I'm happy, and he's telling me something silly about I trouble some food in his fridge. I told him, don't be looking at me, look at your son. Don't tell me. Anyway, big argument. I'll tell you what, I'm taking your shit anymore. Don't be telling me rubbish. Next thing you know, get the house in my house. Oh, okay. So people not thinking nothing. I'm not thinking. I'm walking the street until evening come, when you realize now I ain't got nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
So it's that I used to talk to the guy next door that I knew he had his old car at the back there, and it was unlocked. That I started sleeping in his car for nearly 2.5 weeks. It was freezing. I had to go by my sister, who was then pregnant at the time. She was living in one of their mothers' home that wouldn't allow any men in. So knocking her window to get some food. Yeah, it was embarrassing because I was at training at Hillingdon Borough still. So you can imagine, right? I've gone training and I'm a young lad, right? And I'm looking forward to training, not the training, you know, looking forward to bathe my skin. So I've gone training, done the thing now, but I've been there a couple of weeks now. But one black boy, you know what I mean, older, come up to me, Paul, can I have a word? I said, yeah, man. Yeah, teammate, yeah, you know what I mean? They're concerned. I said, yeah, because when you come in, like, your BO is not
You're
very.
minging.
It more or less put it
You're
like that.
minging.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
like
you're
your
minging,
BO's
mate.
like, boy, and like, you know what? Because pride, I ain't telling them boys what's going on.
Yeah.
So when I told the guy, I said, yeah, Merv, I'm homeless, man. My boy just looked at me and said, why didn't you tell us, man? You know, come on, man. No, man, that's why we're here. So he was shocked. My manager, the Colin Barnes, young boy, he was so hurt why I never told him. He would have put me away, but that
You see, this
pride,
is what we're
that
talking about,
pride,
pride.
you know what? Nobody to know. And trust me, it could have been freezing cold, but you'd prefer to be out in the freezing cold than tell a man or tell somebody, I ain't got nowhere to live.
Which now brings me to, you do the glass doors, your foundation.
Yeah.
Bring us up to speed of what you are now doing, because you have gone through playing as the first black player, which I'm not going to, desensitize that. Chelsea, which is an accolade to get into any top club like that, as one of the first black players. You've gone through the homelessness, you've gone through cancer, you've gone through the drug addiction, you've gone through so much. But here you are, you've written a book called Black and Blue. That's done really well. And you're able to go in from the prisons to youth clubs. I've written a whole show reel here, and I'm supposed to be showing it, but this one says it all for me. They thought it was all over. Chelsea's past fights back. And for me, out of everything that I was researching, I've got a whole show reel, which I'm going to send it to you. I put through this montage.
Thank you.
And that, out of everything that I was researching about you, that stood up for me. Because knowing of what you've been through. Now you've come this far. Tell me about these foundations, please.
The forming of the foundation was 2050 after, to tell you the truth, I don't even hit you again because I became a TA, teacher's assistant in private school, 2004-05, and loved it. It was the best job even before football. I got to say, football was great, my pride, but this was a great job for me to come back and now nurture or help kids when I, as a person, hated school. So you can imagine that individual child you saw, that's me. Oh, I got to help him. So to be that TA for 5 years, it was great, but I was getting ill because, like I said earlier, kids had the cold. My immune system was lower than theirs. So I kept falling ill, had to take time off. So the teacher would say, Paul, your time off, the kids really need you. Are you? I said, you know what? I can't do it. I said, so I had to give that in. It was like, that was hurtful. But then I wouldn't sit down there. It was like, got cancer again, 2010.
That's right.
Then that after that, I think I formed because I had the book that was going out 2008. And that would even come about Black and Blue. That I thought, hold on, you're going to ask me to do my autobiography, and I'm thinking, oh my God, that means telling the whole world what was going on. And I was embarrassed, and I didn't want anybody to. And I was thinking, you know what? Therapeutically, this could help, but at the same time, I need to ask my mum for permission because a lot of it meant about her.
Steps from her, yeah.
So I always frightened to do. I was always frightened to ask my mum anything. So I said, my sister, go and ask mum. Go and ask mum. So mama, she went and asked mum, and mum said, yeah, it's all right. And I was like, what? Really?
Oh wow.
And boy, you know what? If anybody asks you a question, boy, do you remember when you was 3 years old and da-da-da-da? Yeah, I couldn't. Everything came flowing back. Dictaphone couldn't stop. My boy, oh God, who was the guy? I'll get to it. He was writing a story. And I just couldn't. Obviously, I think the help of the counselling that helped me remind reminds me of things.
It took it allows
brought
to
everything.
awaken and heighten everything, doesn't
Brought
it?
everything. The dictaphone couldn't stop. I was just
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong. I think the access of this, why maybe it was a good read, and those that could relate to it, is because I said to him, don't put in the fancy words, because that's not how I'm talking.
Yeah.
I want to talk just how I'm talking now is how it needs to be spoken.
That's right.
In the book.
That's
so
right.
that people can know where I'm coming, how I'm coming. He said,
yeah.
That's it, Rick Glanville, he was a historian of Chelsea. He said, all right, Paul, we'll do that. And he did it. And I told him, I haven't read my book. I have not read it, everybody.
You should. I don't think you need to, because
the refresher. I know, but I just watch it, and I said there's little things in there. But to me, it was. I didn't expect it to be such of importance. I didn't expect it to even come back. See, or when people was phoning me up at 2 a.m, one, Paul, how you doing, mate? I said, yeah, it's late, isn't it? Yeah, but I just want to tell you, I'm reading your book. I'm in the bath. I was just about to put it down, but because the chapter come up, I needed to know what was going on. I couldn't. I had to read. I said, put the book down, get out of the bath, and get in your bed. What's wrong with you? I was like, no, Paul. So people just said, Paul, relate. When it was funny at school.
How does that make you feel? Because is it a weight? Does it? Is it that? Oh, everyone knows my story. Yay! Or is it? Wow.
Yay. Because I was so frightened, like, how would they perceive me now and see that, oh, he did this, oh, no, he did that. How many kids has he got? That's what, why am I concerned about what they say? But I was, yeah? But it was funny because the school, I'm still the TA at the school, right? And this book, we went to an awards thing, no word of lying. This is to show you how really true. I'm trying to get this out quickly. Two, at the back, and we're sitting down, publisher, myself, Rick, and they're getting these awards. And anyway, my book award comes and so forth. Yeah, we had a hard discussion about this book, Black and Blue, some other cricketer, and some of the three. And this was difficult. And we're thinking, well, boy, we ain't winning nothing because we're out the back here, busting champagne, busting the food. It's free. Nice. Next thing you know, we got the crowd there looking at us and pointing. And I said, Rick, what's wrong with them? Said, what? You just won.
You just won. Yeah. What? Yeah, I've got some great pictures of you. Just take it. Look.
No, I swear. It was like, but Rick, I ain't got a speech. So anyway, he said, hey, write this. Boom, get that. I've gone down there, congrats. Now, everybody has been on the forum, right, and said, oh, I'd like to thank this. I'd like to thank that. I ain't got time for that, right? They've given me this bloody lovely award. It's beautiful. It's glass. And I went in there, this is camera, like Sky is filming, and I've gone in there and I went, oh my gosh, like loudly. And everybody looked up like, oh, why? So I went like this, oh my gosh, if I take this to my mum, she's going to think I nicked it and going to ask me where I get it from. You know, like black women do. So
it was like, it's like the child in you just came out. It's like every child in everything just came out.
I busted it. Everybody started laughing the hell out of it. You know what I mean? I just wanted to thank Ricky, my publisher at the back there. Get on, son. And to everybody that's at it. And I went. That was it. The man said that was the best speech ever. Not giving it.
It was real.
But yeah, that book opened a lot of doors. It opened a lot of doors. I was in America, all over the place.
I was going to say, because I've got some great photos of
you
around the world. You with your
Germany,
book, everywhere. It's been amazing journey.
So it's still going on now. People are after the book and so forth. I think it was ideal for the young lads or the young boys growing up, because parents kept asking me, boy, this is the book for the our youngsters. You need to read this book. So that in itself, you know what I mean, I'm glad that it can be shared like that. You know what I mean? And
well, you've got what was it? Let me see. I've got one. I don't know if anyone will be able to see if I put it on there. These are I'm going to slide these in. Hopefully people can see what I'm putting up on the screen. So this is one that I know that you got involved in. It's to do the Chelsea merges your for the cancer organization. That's just one. That's not that. Do you know what I'm saying to you? There is so the barb, you said this one is the barber signs.
Yes. This is what
made that.
This guy. No, I can't see it when it's not come up here.
Oh, right, okay. It should. I'm hoping that they can see it.
That was formed. when I say that, just a few weeks ago, a barber was supporting the Macmillan, and they asked me, Paul, I'd love you to share your story of your journey with cancer. I said, okay, whilst getting a cut and a steam, and it was lovely, proper steam too. So I went down there and I started talking about it, and it just enlightened me, just opened me up to say, why don't us men talk about this?
Absolutely.
And I realized that, and I went,
absolutely.
No, hold on.
Oh, you guys can't see it. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah,
I
you can't see it. Sorry.
see it.
So that's what's really come about to show you now. That is why I'm forming this the group, cancer support group, and I'm being supported by Macmillan as well. They agree with this, that the men in African Caribbean communities, you know what I mean, to start opening and sharing their journeys, so that we can help our youngers as well, because the youngers as well don't even realize to check. And this is the next thing: checking. You're talking about testicle and so forth, prostate and so forth. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now it's come up, please. But yeah. So I really want people, men, whoever know, please get in contact with me. Get me on the Instagram, the Canner's Way. Leave a message or a messenger. If you're at the moment, we can only do visual Zoom interviews. And don't get me wrong, it could be private, or if you're prepared and open, that, you know what I mean, that we can share and develop the awareness on what it is you went through, the coping mechanisms what we went through, and families how they went through, how it was for them too. I think we need to share this. Don't get me wrong. You can't be at fault about this, because we're meant. Don't get me wrong. The pride, because we're breadwinners, we think we shouldn't have to share that. We should be strong all the time. No, bro, my friend, man. I'm not saying we're weak, but this is a disease that takes us. What's the word for it? It is deep. It's deep. It's the unexpected.
And even in COVID now, you know, people are still doing
that's the one. Please, man.
You know, it's mad.
I think that us men can do a lot more. Trust me, you know what I mean? Our journey, man. Let's share this, that others can learn from it. Others
well,
can
there's other things. Apart from the cancer, you're actually involved with raising a Just Giving page. And they're trying to raise like 2,500, because where we tend to run online to buy. So I'm bringing up all the little things that you're involved with right now. So I'm hoping people said, yeah. Someone else just said, you know, pride F's with us all. I won't use the actual swear word. And Patricia, thank you that you can now see it. Thank you. They've got, you know, you're trying to, so far you haven't done so bad. I think you've already raised £430 in there. But another Just Giving that you're involved with to get toys and food and things for people in the community.
I would, don't get me wrong, if I could help in any way, and if it's just a name or just a brand, I would do that. It's a concerning thing for me that I'm able to now give a little back. I'm not saying I don't earn. I'm not like them top footballers of today. Back then, it wasn't that wage, but it was the pride of being my dream that I became that footballer. Yes, I had to retire at an early stage, but I still think that I can give something back. And this is the reason where I have with my foundation, what we do so much with projects. And even that, I'm now a mental health practitioner. That's what it is.
Fantastic.
Pass it.
That we're able to went and trained for that, didn't you?
I went for that and came the course, I passed, and so I'm able to talk with the youngsters through this COVID time. It's serious for them. I don't think we realise these youngsters are feeling depressed, so they need to share. Yeah. So whatever to talk to me, I can talk to you, and let's talk over this place. So there's projects that are going out. I'm doing a lot of viral, obviously, interviews like we're doing now. For Black History Month, which is funny. Last year, it was busy, but not as busy. This year, I'm actually busy just by focusing on
You're on
Zoom.
everything. You're on everything.
I'm enjoying. I don't get me wrong. It's sharing with you. Yesterday, I was playing with Miss Ouch, and you know what I mean. It was nice to play 2 liquor selection of music and stuff. You know, I get back on the liquor sweet thing.
I was
you know what I mean?
I was with you.
Don't get me wrong. I know everybody's missing probably. Oh God, come out and dance to. You know what? This has made us reflect right now. This pandemic, this COVID, it's made us think. Right now, you're at your home. You'd be living like 1,000 miles an hour. Like when you get up, get something to eat, you're off. Didn't come back, but whatever, and then no time again. But now you got the time to. Oh no, don't get me wrong. For those who are working at home, but it's what can I do that's what I didn't used to do. And that thought of taking my time. Because now for me, I enjoy cooking.
I loved it.
Ooh, I enjoy
loved
cooking
it.
so much now. I
I
season
loved
food
it.
like silly.
You literally
Then I'm with
just
it.
had this whole cooking and music. It
Don't
was
play.
so therapeutic.
That's for me. It just you just stay along, and I'm thinking, why don't I? Let me do a live people. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, come on. And it wasn't the funny. It's not just black people. The white people. Come on, mate. You've got to save a plate for me. I'll be round there soon.
I did that in my Tupperware ready. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Wow. Get your
I'm
Tupperware ready, and I said I'll leave it at the front door. If you just fill it, and I'll come back.
Trust me, I'm doing things like that I never would have done before.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Where I am now,
I wanted to ask you as well is this: you've got the Chelsea Foundation have just backed you to the hill. You are like their ambassador, and not, as I said, the crowdfunding. You've got the six-a-side football, which I was just trying to find to bring up on
tomorrow. Yeah, that's going on tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Ambassador.
You're involved with a lot of mental health, awareness for Black History Month, but within the Chelsea fraternity, you're bringing back a lot of ex-players to unite with each other, because obviously they've had their own journey, they've had their own issues. But what stands out for me is that they've embraced you after so many years, and they've allowed you to use their emblem to bring awareness to adults, teenagers, children, mental health awareness, everything, to get people to talk, from prostate cancer. And in between all of this, Paul, you've had a few relapses. There was one that you were supposed to go to with not Daddy Early, what's his name, and you actually were in hospital. And I was watching the video earlier where you've put this all together, and on the day of the show you were actually having to video from a hospital bed, which was last year, if I'm correct.
That was the very, very first Black History for the Foundation event, where I got players or ex-players to come and talk and share their journeys. And so it was weird. The week before, no word of a lie, I had this stomach ache, and like I thought it was windy, like we usually do. Hot water, drink that wind, drink that wind, drink that wind. But this wasn't a wind. This had me hook up, had me on all fours, and the next thing I'm in hospital. And you know what? I'm not even thinking about my health, babe. I'm thinking about, look, yeah, I got hospitality tomorrow night, doc, and yeah, I need to be at the game. How long is this going to take? And I said, but Paul, I think 2 hours operation. You'll be all right. You'll be good to go. I said, cool. Next thing you know, boy, I'm in coma. And like, the operation was 9 hours. They found an adhesive, I think it was called, from my arm, where the previous operation passed. They never cleaned me out properly. The thing was stuck. And so I was in there, no word of a lie, in a coma, because I was under that what do you call it? Anesthetic. For 9 hours. Anesthetic for 9 hours. And let me tell you something, that's the worst drug I've ever come, and I would never forget it. And even my sister filmed it, showed me. I was there in boxing gloves because I kept taking out the things in my nose and things. So they had to give me gloves so I wasn't able to take it out. So 2-2, I was there next thing, and I went, my mum and my dad was sitting in front, like the bed. And when I eventually opened my eyes, I started swearing at them, like, who the effing are you? And why the effing you here? Get lost.
Was you hallucinating then?
I didn't recognize them. The nurse coming at the corner trying to give me a jab. I said, yeah, come by me. I'll knock you out. I'll knock you out. I was going so bad. Seriously. And they Paul, I was embarrassed, and I was apologizing. I said, Paul, that happens. The drugs that you was on was that. Let me tell you something. It's so hallucinating. You just said it. One time, I was in my bed, and it was evening, and there was a whole heap of kids that was sitting in there. Come on, Paul, you coming out? I was, what?
Wow.
Well, come on, let's go out. We're all going out. We're waiting on you. And I swear, Lord, it felt so real. And I was like, but we're in the hospital.
But it feels so real that you actually still remember it. Like,
I remember it. I'm telling you.
And you're convinced that that's what happened. You're
yes, there was in there. And then I had to realize.
Let me bring you back. So, so the Chelsea, just before I get to the end of it all, Chelsea, they support you. Do you get the full support from them, even through your illness? Are they there?
Yeah, we're discussing that. I've got to say we're discussing that.
What's
I've
that?
got to say that we're discussing that with Chelsea at this moment. Hopefully a couple of new changes we'll see, but we're discussing that at this very moment. They've been helping me obviously to hold my events down at Chelsea under the
Have
bridge.
they helped? Have they supported you through your
They
illness?
supported me through that. Yes, they have.
Yeah.
They supported me through my illness and so forth. I think they could do a bit more, but that's me and the foundation obviously discussing with that and so forth. So I don't want to leave nothing more than that to say
Paul, as usual, I always seem to run to the end, and I don't think
Yeah.
I covered
I
half
think
of everything.
we
You
got
did
out
the talk
enough.
sport the other day. What was the other one that you did? The talk sport,
Oh my God.
Paul, we
That
can
was
have like another session in a couple of months' time because
great.
we still haven't even touched anything. Do you
It's
know
all
what I'm
good.
saying to you? It's a lot, and there's just too much.
But I'd
Go on,
like to end off that because this is serious and I've gone over the topic.
please,
Say it
please.
again because please, men, please, those who know, you know what we're talking about, man. And I mean, the men's cancer support group, it really means a lot that we're able to come out and talk about our journey to help others and make the awareness of what cancer is. And it's not just prostate cancer, it's every form of cancer.
Every.
Because it does affect us, it does affect family, and it affects the way you are and how you think about it. We've got Macmillan, all information. Trust me. I just want us to share, like I'm sharing it now. I'm happily open to share about this. I'm not embarrassed because I went for that disease. The disease took me. Yeah. So I just want to hear it. Yeah. So that we can help others. Please get in touch with me. Instagram is the Canner's Way.
That's what I was going to ask you. Can you tell me
Messenger,
where? And
Facebook,
you
Messenger.
know, Paul, even if they feel, there's some people who don't want to talk to their own, no disrespect. And I'm not talking about color here. These people, this is not about color. Don't want to talk to their friends or someone they know. What would you say to? And I'm talking about ex-sportsmen, especially. Ex-sportsmen are so ashamed as well.
See, I've got to say this. I've joined what's that Black Players Coalition, call it, and I've put it out there to them. Support, love that. You know what I mean? When able, I'm going to come back in contact. That's all it's been. Yeah. Do not feel embarrassed because we do it privately, any way you want it to be. You know, if it has to be in a Zoom meeting, we don't even have to see your face. We don't even have to know who it is. Do you know what I mean? It's just to hear what you went through. And that's what I'm trying to say to you, because people can relate with it. People can take something from it. Please get in touch. I've got Macmillan, man. They're up for it. They're up to support.
Do you hear that, people? Look.
That you can
you
get.
Hear that?
Yeah. So please get in touch. Thank you, Valerie. I mean, like you said, it always ends up that way, that you never have enough time to share so much because that time runs out.
I haven't even gone through my show. It was just enthralling to know. As I said, I just wanted the public to know how humanized you are. Don't just look at someone's Facebook page and think, oh, here he goes again. Oh, he's doing that again. Oh, no, right. It's not. People don't understand how much effort it would take for you to get out the bed in the morning to go somewhere and talk about your journey. They don't understand how much effort it takes for you to just even sit here and take off the band-aid of every sore that you've had on your body. They don't know what it's like to know that you hit rock bottom with alcohol or any form of dependency. And the worst thing to do is talk about dependency. We are ashamed to say, oh, well, I made so many cock-ups. I've got, and I'm speaking on both sides. Or some guys where they've cocked up, I've got so many baby mothers out there and I don't speak to 2 and I speak to 3.
Yeah.
But what I love with your story is that, and I'm hoping, if I'm wrong, let me know, that through everything that you've been through, not losing money, losing your home, losing your credibility, your stability, everything, the people that you've hurt along the way, you are able to redeem yourself and have your family back in your life and able to apologize to them. Because family are the first ones to actually discard you to the door.
Well, Mum didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah,
that was a difficult. Don't get me wrong. amongst, because of the relationship I had with her,
Yeah.
we was distant, but she's the love of my life. She's my mum.
Yeah.
So she found out, why would he be taking these drugs? Why is he spending his money?
Sorry, I don't mean to
What
laugh.
kind of So my sister's trying to explain, but why wasting good money? Why? But it was hard to explain to mum what I was going through until now.
Does she get it
No
now?
word of lie.
Does
Let
she
me tell
get
you
it now?
something. My mum didn't know I was taking racist abuse at Chelsea. When she saw the program that you saw Out to Your Skin, I don't know if everybody saw it.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
my mum texts me, Paul, I'm so sorry. All this time you was taking that I didn't hear. I wasn't there for you. And it made tears to my eyes because she realized that.
Do you think she would have understood if you had gone and spoken to her?
Ooh, I don't know. Mum's, come on, man. If I don't relate here right now to your mothers, when you was talking, some mothers, I'm not saying every mother, when you talk to your mother, all right, from growing up school, when you come home and you wanted to share, Mum, I really had a bad day. Your mum just thought it's your fault.
Yeah.
They listen to, well, you must have did something. You must have did trouble him. That's why they trouble. I said, Mum, no, but I said, Mum, forget it. You know, that you just didn't want to ask her or tell her anything. You just got with it. And that was boiling up. So that's where I realized we can talk now. And Doug and Mariah, come running. It's me. That's your mother.
I'm glad you said that. I mean, we've got a show coming up in a couple of weeks. Or is it next week? I've got such a schedule. And you know, these are just little things that we will be touching about how, you know, father absentism or mother absentism, it doesn't mean that they've disappeared, or are they, even though you're in front of your face, they're absent. There's nothing there. So we have got a program of that coming up, of people growing up within a home like that with a single parent or both parents, but there's just that communication breakdown. So it all stems back to everything.
We're sorry that we couldn't get your people's questions. To be
I know,
honest.
it's
sorry.
fine.
You know what I mean?
Questions on my phone, and it's just been beautiful. What I was going to say to you is, I know that we haven't got much time, but I want you. There's an Alter Ellis tune that I know you've got on your little playlist.
You know what?
I need to hear that.
Oh Lord,
so Paul's going to play us out. No.
What am I doing?
No, I want to do my quiz. I'm not leaving until
How's your quiz?
What's
that? Quiz?
Yeah. What do you mean? What's that? Wait.
What quiz you got there?
Don't let me have to break into my colloquial language here, right? Do not let me have to come out of my swag.
Why are you going out trying to find this?
Right. So find that, because I have got some questions for you while you're finding that. And anybody who knows the answer, chime in. But it's for Paul to find it, okay? Now, you think you know everything about Chelsea? Are you ready for this?
Go.
Okay. I have maybe 8 questions.
Right.
2010. Chelsea's first senior signing of 2010 was an Israeli winger.
Yeah.
Yossi Benayoun. From which English team did Chelsea get him from?
Good one. But who's this at to? Me. That's hold on there. Which English team did this boy get from who?
Would you like me to repeat that again, young man?
Yeah, go out there. Somebody out there must know that one.
Okay, in 2010, Chelsea's first senior signing of the 2010 season was an Israeli winger called Yossi Benayoun. I remember him well. From which English team did you steal him from? Did I say steal?
Is that the Leicester boy team or not? Benayoun. Where did he come from?
Which team did he come from?
I can't remember. I don't remember. Which English team did he come from? I can't remember.
Okay, do you want to
2010, right? That was me. Nah, I wasn't even following them boys.
Okay, it was. The answer was they bought him from Liverpool. Benayoun played.
Wait, Benayoun come from Liverpool.
Yep.
What position was he?
Liverpool. Benayoun used to play for Liverpool, and Chelsea took him from there. He played all for all those teams as well as Chelsea. He played also in Spain, Netherlands, but his native country was Israel.
Don't remember.
This one you might get.
Go for it.
Gianfranco Zola made his international debut for which country in 1991?
Zola, Italy. He's
Oh,
Italian.
come
He's
on.
Italian.
I
So
told you it was easy.
go on.
Number 3. When was Chelsea FC originally founded?
Oh God. Oh God. That. Oh Lord. Hold on.
5,
The
4, 3, 2.
59. Nah. 1950. I don't know. Go on.
Really?
Oh shit. No. Sorry. No. Go on.
1905.
1905.
Yeah, 1905. This is a guy that supports Chelsea, by the way, folks.
I
Right.
just said you.
Next
I
question.
didn't know the
I'm taking the
history.
piss.
I didn't know the history. That's how I
Okay.
remember.
How many times did Liverpool and Chelsea play each other in the season 2005 and 2006?
Oh God, because we played league, we played Champions League. Oh Lord. I'd said it was 1, 2, 3.
You're nearly there, actually. Keep going.
1, 2, 3, 4. At least 4 or 5 games. 6, if not.
Go with what? Which one are you going to go with? 4 or 5?
5.
You're right. Because basically in that season, Chelsea and Liverpool were drawn against each other.
Yeah.
In the group stages of the
games.
Champions League. Do you remember?
Yeah. Proper game.
And then they were the 5th. They were the English in the competition as well. Both of you were 5th in the league as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Games.
The FA Cup and the FA Cup semi-final. Damn.
Good.
Okay. I don't know if you would know this one. How many points did Chelsea score in the 2003-2004 season of the Premiership? You should know this.
Nah, I didn't. 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's many? That's when Abramovich first came in.
Where did we finish that year?
I ain't telling you, brother.
Oh, you're saying where we finished or what the points?
No, how many points did you score?
Nah. Don't.
Okay, I tell you what. You managed to come 2nd place. So how much did you score?
I don't know about how many score. I don't watch that. All I want is position. Well, I watching how much we score.
All right, 79.
You know what? I was going to say 78 for some reason, but I just
You
said,
should have.
why am I saying that?
The reason why I say that is because Liverpool had broken the Chelsea record. Do you remember? And it was 79 points. Got it right. Okay.
Give me that.
Whatever.
You're giving me those.
Whatever. Okay, here we go. In 2002, 2003, Adrian Mutu, I remember him, was the leading goal scorer in Italy Serie A.
Oh, God.
What team did he play for?
Oh, is either Inter Milan or AC Milan? Napoli, AC Milan or Inter Milan? Which one?
Palmer.
Am I choosing the two?
Palmer.
Was it Palmer? Was it Palmer?
Yeah.
Yeah, we soon got rid of him though.
Yeah.
He had his troubles as well, the boy.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had his troubles.
He was like a demon, brother.
Boy, the same stories are there. I tell you, go on.
All right. What year brought the Blues their only English championship title to date?
What do you mean championship title?
I know it's supposed to be a dud question. Jesus.
A champion? If you're talking about which only London side bought Champions League, then come tell me that. Tell me what championship. Look, let me tell you something. I can only go by what.
No, brother.
Yeah.
You don't become getting personal with me, you know.
No, but
you get my audience ready, right?
Get my giving me there.
2011, Chelsea signed an exciting goalkeeper prospect called Thibaut. What's his name? Courtois from KRC Genk in the summer of 2011, but he was immediately loaned out to which club?
Oh, that's the young black boy, wasn't it? I think.
No,
we got young black boy, but it's sorry. Then
all right. This goalkeeper played at Liverpool as well as Chelsea, and then he went on to Barcelona and Barcelona.
Who's there?
Is it?
Oh, that
Courtois was his name.
Yeah, Courtois. Yeah,
This is your face
for Belgium. International Belgium. Don't get me wrong. He left.
You loaned him out to
under scrutiny. We don't call him as a keeper. Yeah.
Okay, you're going to deny him then, yeah?
Yeah, for now.
Right. I've got 2 more questions for you. Ricardo Carvalho made his first appearance for what country at an international level in 2003?
Italy.
Let me recall.
Portugal.
Wow.
Sorry, I did when I had to recognize the name. That was it. Sorry. Ricardo, sorry,
It was
sorry.
Portugal.
I had to because we had quite a few Portuguese players back at the time when I just recently finished. Yeah, we had quite a few. No, when I returned back to the ground, we had quite a few Portuguese players. Even the boy, the midfield, he was international. Oh my god! Anyway, go on. I'll get to the name.
I think I know you're talking.
Yeah, good player.
Well, which club did Khalid? Do you remember Khalid? The Cannibal Bullerers joined Chelsea on the 21st of August 2006.
Who's that? Who's that?
Don't you remember Khalid?
Who's Khalid?
He was like this. Bull Haruz. Khalid Bullerus.
What year? 2006. I wasn't really paying attention. I think that season.
Well, he played. He came from Hamburg.
Yeah, but where did he come? What? How long did he go? What season? 2? What?
2006. And the last question before you play me out, baby. Right? Frank Lampard has played for Chelsea in England, but what Premier League club was he with before Chelsea?
West Ham, innit? You
know, you thought you were going to get that wrong.
No. You know that we watched him. He had his dad, Harry Redknapp. Don't get me wrong. It's also Harry Redknapp was manager when I was at Reading, and I came back from my injury. He was a manager at Bournemouth, and that was my first game back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm going to help myself, though. I'm going to ask you this one last question, and we're out of here. Who was the first manager in Chelsea's history?
Oh, my God, no. Oh, no. I can't give you that.
If anybody knows it, text it to me, ring me, put it in the chat page, answer me.
There was a few.
I'm not even going to give the answer.
There was a few.
Who was the first manager in Chelsea's history? And if anyone, and don't bother people.
How far are you going back?
This was. What do you mean? How far? It says
how far?
Who was?
Because you're talking about at Premier, or not Premier, but the stage of division.
Excuse my French, everybody in the airways. Who was the first manager in Chelsea's history?
I'm hearing that. In history. When we started. All right, you want to go history? Go history. I wouldn't remember that. So find somebody who out there answer that question. Send her a text. Yeah. Who's the first manager?
Oh, bollocks. Okay, I'm going to answer it for everyone. No, I'm going to leave it there. Just to see if anybody actually knows. Where's my Alton Ellis?
I don't. I'm trying to.
All right, play me something. Yeah. Paul is a great DJ guy, but I want you to big it up for my Paul Canoville today. We've gone well over. I've been told to stop playing. Apparently, someone just sent a message that says stop playing with your hair. Sorry.
Sorry, because I love this tune.
I couldn't help myself, but
I'll go out with this one because I play. That's for.
I can just about hear him.
There you go.
Hey. Hi guys, I hope that you give full love. I can hear it.
Watch me now.
Hey. And now he's gone on frozen. But here he is. Paul, say bye-bye to everybody out there.
Right now. Anyway, good luck and bye.
No, that's not enough. That's not enough. Paul, give them some love. Anyway, God. Guys, thank you for joining me and Paul Canoville today. I hope that you learned a lot about him. Check out his mentoring group, the Paul Canoville Foundation. He's a group that deals with mental awareness. It has a lot of ex-Chelsea footballers who are supporting this foundation. Also, he deals with, Place to Go, which is somewhere that anyone that's homeless, you can speak to this fraternity. If you go onto Paul Canoville's Facebook page, you will see all the lists of places that you can reach out to do homelessness, crowdfunding, dealing with the Christmas that's coming up. If you want to find where you can spend your money for people and children in need, that will need food, if there's anything you can spare, that this is one place that you can do this. This is Valerie, and I've had a great time. I'm so we dragged on so long today. But thank you for joining us on the sports edition of Standing in My Truth. Have a fabulous, fabulous. Oh my God, you disappeared and we didn't do the football, the scores of the football. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll drag him back on after the football tomorrow to talk about all the results of the day. Bye. I'm going to play myself out some music. Have a great day. Oh, do you know which one I like? I like a bit of Pioneers coming in for me. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Now, hey. Have a beautiful Saturday. Peace, love. And to everyone in the group, thank you so much for putting in, Patricia. Kaz, I see you. Louis, there was a few more. Louisa, thank you. Big up Siobhan. Big up to my family. Bye. It's late. I need to talk to you. I always do. Come on now. Hey, I'm not going to get up this week and dance. And everything I need is wrapped up in this. Because I love you all. Hey. Bye.